It's time to celebrate 200 episodes of Drag Race. I'm Anna Rumor with PopCulture.
And I'm Nick Valdez from comicbook.com.
And this is Dragged, where we offer our unfiltered opinions on RuPaul's Drag Race, because we're having a ball, darling. This week we're going in on the 9th episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 15, and it's a crystal ball that we're having. So, Nick, right off the bat, what'd you think of this week's episode?
Can you believe it's been 200 episodes? You know,
insane.
Season 15, like it's all starting to be super real that we've been watching this for a long time.
So the first part of the ball, we've got a Start Your Engines, which is an update on Ru's classic racing look. We've seen it for 200 episodes. And we have Mistress who comes out. So she comes out in this kind of red cat suit. It's not a crazy update on what Ru's original look is, but it's got all these sayings from all the big girls throughout the seasons on it. What did you think?
I was loving it. You know, this is, it's RuPaul. You know, and if you're gonna pay tribute to that look, the platinum blonde is the way to go. You know, I was feeling it. You know, it's not my favorite of Mistress's looks, so we'll get into that. But yeah, this is a good way to start things off.
So I like it too. I typically am not a person who likes words on clothing unless it's like Monet's look from All Stars. But yeah, so not my favorite. Just on principle, I don't love words on clothes. Next up, we have Spice, who comes out in this like checkers rally kind of thing. What did you think? I thought it was cute and stupid, which is totally Spice.
I thought it was cute. Like it continues Sugar and Spice's Bratz doll like aesthetic, and like you can totally see that on the shelf. And you know, I was a big fan of the checkered heel. I don't know what it is about that, but that immediately drew my attention. Like, oh, that's a fun extra detail. I loved it.
And then we have Luxx, who comes out in this kind of cute crop jacket. She's always given me Jetsons, and I really like this look. It was a fun update.
It's kind of the same situation as Mistress. We see stronger looks later. So this one in comparison was like, oh, this is fine. This is a solid look. It's not bad, but compared to what we see, there's no competition. Honestly,
this entire category was just fine for me. The good ones were fine, and the bad ones were fine. I didn't really have strong feelings one way or another about a lot of these looks.
I mean, and that's the perfect segue into Marsha, who, you know, like, it's fun colors. I'm glad she's got her face completely painted, like, and there's no complaints there. Face, hair, everything's great, but it's a fine look, you know?
Yeah, it was okay. I didn't like the little skirt poofies around the waist, but I didn't hate them. So it was like, all right, there you go. I wouldn't wear it, but that's fine.
And it's the same with Selena, who, you know, I wish it was more fitted to her. Yes. You know, I love the blue and black on her. It looked great. It was giving me real Missy Elliott kind of vibes, you know, but I wish she went the more fitted route when compared to the other queens.
I appreciated her going a different route and having it not be fitted, but for me, it did read more like skydiving jumpsuit than...
there it is.
Right?
It's kind of the same situation for Malaysia, who I was loving the pastel pink. It's such a cool like look on her, but it's kind of... Malaysia kind of has the problem, this ball in general, of like... I feel like we've seen this Malaysia so many times already. We'll get into that for sure, you know. But first we have to get through Lucy LaDuca, who comes out in like a Polly Pocket outfit with like, or as she describes it, as like a Princess Peach, wacky races kind of look. And what did you think?
Okay, I loved the helmet and like the plastic hair, the little spirals in front. I thought that was really fun. And then everything else I hated. It was like she just threw a Michael's craft store onto a jumpsuit and called it a day. There was no rhyme or reason. She needed to edit it because it could have been really cool and it was insane.
Lucy's definitely, I don't want to really say this in a negative way, but like a costumey queen. And it looks like this. It's like, oh, you really should steer more towards the glam of it more so than the costume idea. I can see a world where this worked, but this was not the world we're living in.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a better way to do it, and it's called the way that Sasha did it, because wow, I was shocked that she was the only person to update it to not be a catsuit in some way.
Very surprising too, but also I guess that's why she's Sasha Colby, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, she looked glamorous in this. It looked like something you could see on a red carpet. It was just beautiful. I really liked it.
Yeah, totally. I totally forgot it was supposed to be a racing suit. Yeah,
yeah, thank God, because I was sick of them by then. And it was a nice palate cleanser, because then 𝐒𝐿Tra comes out, and I thought that this catsuit was one of the more successful ones. It being mesh with the little see-through underneath. Very naughty, 𝐒𝐿Tra.
Yeah, 𝐒𝐿Tra can just pull these looks off. I don't know if anyone else would have tried like the sheer catsuit kind of thing. I don't know, but 𝐒𝐿Tra just works. We get to the second of the balls, the eleganza looks from the past, where you know I was hoping someone would do the La La Ree.
Oh my gosh, I know, missed opportunity. No one updated that. That would have been so funny. But here we get okay, top 2 or top 3 looks from the entire ball when Mistress comes out in this beach ball look. Come on, this was amazing. This was funny and sexy and everything that you want. Camp.
She's just gorgeous. Like even in a ridiculous beach ball look, right? Like I'm absolutely smitten by Mistress.
We get Marcia next, who I just do like in general, but she's out here in this like Raggedy Ann milkmaid bag ball. What was this? I hate it.
Yeah, it's, Jack and Jill went up the hill and only Jack came back down. And then, and we have Malaysia coming in with like her Cruella de Vil hair ball look. And, I like the idea.
Same.
And, it's not a pink and white look, so, kudos, but it's got a lot going on.
Yeah, I really liked it when she took the shawl off.
Yes.
But the shawl on, it was just too much, and it kind of ruined the rest of the look for me, because she kept the shawl on for so long that it was tough to see just the dress underneath, which was, not my favorite, but it was better than with the shawl on. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a real Selena kind of problem,
Oh my gosh. Okay, we gotta get to Spice first. I've got some stuff to say about Selena's. Spice, whatever. It's the same exact thing we've seen a million times, but I think you like it.
Yeah, I liked it. I don't know, like, Spice this episode, we'll get into her final look too, but I really liked her this week.
I always like Spice. Come on. It was the same look.
Yeah, it's a fun look, and I think it's just, we're just getting serious at this point, and then you have like Selena coming up next with like, so the idea was sound. I'm glad we got an explanation behind it.
Thank God.
Like, shout outs to EBT, shout outs to all that, but like, it just did not look good.
Why was it Selena. A palm tree?
I don't know, like it was the coloring of the money or Selena has this problem too, where I guess maybe she's not comfortable with like fitting clothing or something, but like it's another thing. It looked like she was just wearing like a thing. It's hard to like explain. And
I would love to see that kind of idea behind the joke, because it's a smart idea, translated into something that also looks good. I think that's her hurdle, because she's got interesting ideas.
Yes, I always appreciate the kookiness, Yeah. But we need to make it fashion,
Yeah, and it needs to make any kind of sense.
In her defense, she also did more than Lucy, who did a bag ball look and just kind of like glued little baggies to like just a standard dress off the, like, it definitely felt off the rack. I'm gonna say this straight out,
Yeah, 7 doggy bags just crinkled and hot glued to a regular dress. What? If you're gonna do this look, you gotta do a bunch of baggies all over the dress. And this was one that she brought from home too, so it's not like she ran out of time. I don't know. That was puzzling to me. She had like 3 out of 3 crazy looks this week.
It's especially troublesome because then you get Lux, who's like, oh my God. Like, that first look was fine, but this was fine. Like,
She comes out with this like Mugler 90s reference for the hairball. It was, I mean, she's a supermodel. I don't know what to tell you. She just looks beautiful. She's got great references. I know some people aren't a huge fan of all the references that she makes, but when you look like that and you execute them like that, I've got no problem with it. She looks fantastic.
Completely agree. Like, if she can pull them off, then there's no problem with it. Then we have Sasha, who I'm glad to see a fun side of her. I will just preface that look.
Yeah.
She goes with the dime bag look, which is super funny. I'm glad to see that Sasha is more than just glamour and presentation and mystique and all the kinds of great words. But when compared to our other two looks, this was definitely not my favorite.
And next up, after we sung Anitra's praises about how she could wear a paper bag and come out here, I take it back because she came out here wearing this weird candy taffy bra, and I hated it. I have no idea what she was doing there.
I know. What a misfire. I felt bad. I was like, I was loving her after that first look. The second look, I was disappointed. That's what it is. It's just disappointment. I'm so glad we have the third ball to talk about after that one.
Yes, let's move on. So it's Crystallized Eleganza, and this is the one that they all make in the workroom, which makes it even more impressive. This is my favorite look of the night. When Mistress comes out in this gown, the trim is crystal. It's perfectly fitted to her body. She looked amazing. Like, I'm getting goosebumps. She looked so good. Oh.
I mean, that's a winner's look, Anna. I don't think there's any other way to put it. Like, that's her finale look. That's her coming back after winning and to present the crown of the new winner kind of look. Like, this was incredible. Yes, like, it was an incredible look, and she was obviously feeling it, and good on her. This was definitely one of my top looks of the night for sure.
Well, next up we've got Spice. It's the same thing that she's been doing because she can't sew, and she's just been lacing two pieces of fabric together and I'm stringing them around her waist. And I can't believe she brought out that disco ball twice in a row. It's time. It's time.
I know, but I also have to sit here and be honest. I liked it.
It's not a bad look. It's just the same look, Like, I like Spice, but she's just in over her head at this point, I feel like.
Yeah, a more seasoned queen who could sew, like a mistress. If mistress would have tried that look, I feel like it would have landed. You know, and that's my thing. It's like the concept was there. I like the idea, and I like the chess piece, but we're at that point of the competition now.
Well, next up we've got Marcia, who comes out in something that would normally just be kind of like another Marie Antoinette swimsuit moment. We've seen them before. But I really like this fabric that she used. Just the fabric kind of elevated it for me, at least. I thought this was really pretty, and it was sewn well.
Yeah, it was a spicy Cinderella. It was the same for Malaysia, who, it's the same issue. Like, we've seen a lot of the pink and the white, and it looks good on her. Yes. But also we've seen so much of this, Malaysia.
It's well made, but yeah, I've seen it before on her recently, so. But let's move on, because at least she can sew. I really am not trying to be rude to Selena, but man, there were a lot of structural issues with this dress. It really didn't fit. There was a lot of puckering with the seams. It just was a huge miss for me.
I know, and I don't want to be rough either, but also it did kind of look like we were in that challenge again of them kind of taking couch material and making something out of it, and that's what this felt like. It really felt boxy and big and uncomfortable.
I agree. And then next up, we get Lucy, who knows her proportions and her fit so well. She comes out in this kind of, again, costumey beauty queen thing, and I just wish that she had just worn the gown instead of the whole sash and that thing, because I felt like the gown was well constructed, minus a few issues at the bottom, but I don't know. It covered up the parts that I was interested in seeing with the sash.
Yeah, I will give her credit that, if maybe she went more glam with it and treated it more like a glamorous ball look, more so than I'm going to make a joke out of this, you know.
Yeah.
Also, the joke wasn't really fully committed. You know,
Right.
I don't feel like her makeup was messy enough. I don't feel like her hair was frayed enough for this character that I'm a big loser, you know?
Luxx comes out in this crystal fairy look. Oh my god. I can't believe that she made this. I don't know how she made it. I would like to see a tutorial.
This is my favorite Luxx look of the series so far.
Yeah,
like this
same.
was incredible. It's saying a lot, especially when she's followed by Sasha, who like also follows it up with this incredible look. Like she's the only one who went for gold, which is wild to me. But she absolutely like 100% queen. I was like, oh yes, winner, here it is.
Yes, she looks so regal. That color is so beautiful with her skin tone and with her makeup. I love that she just made this like chest plate out of those brooches. I loved it, but honestly, my favorite look of the night, you know, it's so tough with Mistress in there, but Anitra's gown that she came out in, this is a full gown that she sewed, and adding those crystals to the spine and to the edges, it's giving what Anitra thought, or it's giving what Aura thought she was giving early on with that exposed spine. I really, really like this.
Yeah, it was so cool. Like,
Very cool.
It's like, this is high fashion. This is pain, you know?
Yeah. You know she can't sit down in that.
Yes, like, oh my god, I loved it. It was so dangerous and so cool, and she looks so good in it.
So when it comes down to our judging, I was not surprised to see Mistress, Sasha, and Anitra in the top 3. And I honestly thought it could have been Mistress that won, but they did give it to Sasha, and I will never disagree with a Sasha win, you know?
But to be fair, usually it is sort of like an of course. Like, of course Sasha won.
Yeah.
But this time, she had some good competition this time.
Yeah.
I didn't know where it would go either. But the bottom 3, no surprises there.
Nope. We got Selena, Spice, and Lucy, who all really had several whiffs during this challenge. But I am surprised that it was Lucy who ended up being safe. I mean, I know that it's Spice's time, basically, but I thought that if of the bottom 3, it would have been Lucy and Selena that were lip syncing, and it ended up being Selena and Spice.
Yeah, see, that is why I have the big issue. This was, you know, this was my favorite Spice episode in general. Like, I loved each of the looks, you know, even the last one that had some issues, you know.
I mean, it was better than Selena's, and it was, you know, Lucy was really struggling for the first 2, so I don't know.
That is where I'm sitting. Like, you know, maybe this wasn't the week to send her home, even though it was, if that makes any sense.
Her arc was done. It just became time to be done with Spice, unfortunately, whether or not she deserved to go home. And honestly, they're lip sync till that's what I want. You can't beat Selena if you're Spice. Selena's an excellent lip syncer. Spice she didn't know the words. She was like trotting around. I don't know. She's having fun and good for her. But again, time to go home, honey.
Yeah, this was it. The competition's getting serious now. And, you know, if I understand from a show perspective, if you're either going to keep Spice or Lucy, you'd want to keep Lucy. Yeah. You know, for the potential.
Right.
But let's see that potential. Make this worth it, because I loved Spice, and seeing her go home this week where I thought she was doing very well sort of bums me out.
Next week, we've got celebrity interviews, which is my least favorite of the challenges because it makes me so deeply uncomfortable when they do poorly. But we're gonna have to see. Maybe they'll all do well.
Cross your fingers. Like we're heading into a post 200th episode future, so let's hope the first one's a good one, right?
Nick, I'm scared. But you can all join us. We're here every week recapping RuPaul's Drag Race on Drag. So until next time, we will see ya.